Welcome to our English learning channel. Hello everyone. I am your English teacher, and welcome to our English learning channel. I'm very happy you're here, and I want to thank you for joining this journey. If you're new here, I recommend watching the previous videos first. They will help you understand the basics and build a strong foundation for the lessons ahead. Now let's talk about today's lesson. In this part, we will focus on an important topic: expanding your vocabulary. Knowing more words is very important for speaking and understanding English better. But don't worry, by the end of this lesson, you will learn fun and easy ways to expand your vocabulary. Why expanding vocabulary is important. Imagine you are learning English, but you don't know many words. How can you explain what you want to say? How can you understand others when they speak? Expanding your vocabulary helps you answer these questions. The more words you know, the easier it is to communicate. But here's the exciting part. You don't need to memorize thousands of words. There are many ways to learn new words in fun and effective ways. That's exactly what we will talk about in today's lesson. Let's get started. 4 ways to expand your vocabulary. Today we will talk about 4 ways to expand your vocabulary. These techniques are simple but very powerful. They will help you learn new words in context, use flashcards, create word connections, and practice every day. Let's take a look at each of these methods. 1. Learn words in context. Learning words in sentences or stories is a great way to remember them. When you learn a word in context, you understand how it is used. This method helps you remember words better because you see how they are used in real situations. 2. Create flashcards. Flashcards are a great tool for learning. You can write the word on one side and the meaning or a sentence using the word on the other side. This way you can test yourself. It's like playing a game. Flashcards help you remember words faster because you review them often. 3. Use word associations. Word association is a fun way to learn new words. You connect a new word with something you already know. This method helps you remember the word more easily because you create a connection between the new word and something familiar. 4. Practice every day. The best way to expand your vocabulary is to practice every day. You don't need to study for hours. Just a few minutes each day can make a big difference. For example, you can learn 5 new words each day. Use them in sentences, write them down, and read them out loud. Daily practice helps you remember the words and use them naturally in conversations. Let's review what we learned. Today we talked about 4 ways to expand your vocabulary. 1. Learn words in context. Learn words in sentences or stories. 2. Create flashcards. Write the word on one side and the meaning or sentence on the other side. 3. Use word associations. Connect new words with something you already know. 4. Practice every day. Spend a few minutes each day learning new words. Remember, learning a language is a journey. Don't rush, take your time and enjoy the process. Expanding your vocabulary takes practice, but with these techniques, you will improve every day. And this is just the beginning. In future lessons, we will dive deeper into these techniques and learn even more fun ways to improve your English. Stay tuned. In the next lessons, I will teach you how to use these techniques easily and share stories of my students' experiences. You are the one who can create your learning path and reach great goals. This journey may be hard, but every step you take brings you closer to success. Keep going with me and improve every day. Learn words in context. Learning words in context is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary. When you learn a word by itself, it can be difficult to remember and use it correctly. But when you learn a word in a sentence or a story, you understand its meaning better and know how to use it in different situations. Let's talk more about why this method works and how you can use it to improve your English. Why is learning words in context important? Imagine you are learning the word happy. If you just memorize the word happy, you might forget its meaning or how to use it in different situations. But if you learn it in a sentence like, she is happy because she got a new job, you can understand the meaning of the word better. You also know how to use it in a sentence. Learning words in context helps you remember them longer because you are not just memorizing the word, you are seeing how it is used in real life. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle. At first, it might seem difficult, but once you try and practice, it becomes easier. The same thing happens when you learn words in context. Now, let me share some stories to show how this method works. Story 1: Maria and the New Word. Maria was a beginner in English. She knew some basic words, but she found it hard to understand new words. One day, she learned the word excited from a friend. Her friend said, "I am excited because I'm going to the beach this weekend." Maria didn't know what excited meant, so she looked it up in the dictionary. It said excited means feeling very happy and looking forward to something. But Maria still didn't feel confident about using the word. Then, she decided to see how the word excited is used in different sentences. She found examples like, I am excited to see my friends. She is excited for her birthday party. Maria started to feel more comfortable with the word. She began using it in her own sentences, like, I'm excited to learn English. Now, whenever she heard the word excited, she could remember how to use it and understand its meaning better. This is the power of learning words in context. By seeing the word in different sentences, Maria was able to understand it better and use it correctly in her own life. Story 2: Ahmed and the word delicious. Ahmed had just moved to a new country. He didn't know many words in English, but he loved food. One day, he went to a restaurant and saw a sign that said, "Try our delicious pizza." Ahmed didn't know what delicious meant, so he asked the waiter. The waiter explained, delicious means very tasty or good. Ahmed wasn't sure, so he decided to learn more. He asked the waiter, "Can you give me some examples?" The waiter said, "Sure. Here are some examples. This cake is delicious. The soup is so delicious. I think this pizza is delicious." Ahmed understood now. Delicious means something that tastes very good. He tried the pizza and said, "Wow, this pizza is delicious." From that moment, Ahmed used the word delicious every time he ate something tasty. Learning the word in context helped Ahmed understand its meaning and use it easily in his own life. He didn't just memorize the word. He saw how it was used in real situations. This made it easier for him to remember and use. Story 3: Emily and the Word Brave. Emily loved reading books. One day, she was reading a story about a superhero. The superhero was saving people from a fire. The author used the word brave to describe the superhero. The brave hero ran into the fire to help the people. Emily didn't know the word brave, so she looked it up. The dictionary said brave means someone who is not afraid to do difficult or dangerous things. Emily thought, the superhero is brave because he went into the fire to save people. Then, Emily decided to find more examples of the word brave. She looked in other books and found sentences like, "The brave soldier fought in the war." "The brave child told the truth." Emily started to understand that brave is a word we use to describe someone who does something difficult or scary, but still does it without fear. Now, Emily uses the word brave when she talks about people who are not afraid of challenges. She tells her friends, "My friend is brave because she stood up for what is right." By learning the word brave in the context of stories and sentences, Emily could remember it better and use it in her daily life. Tips for learning words in context. 1. Read stories and books. One of the best ways to learn words in context is to read. When you read, you see how words are used in different situations. Try reading simple stories or books for beginners. You will come across many new words, and you will learn them faster by seeing them in context. 2. Listen to English. Watching movies, listening to podcasts, or talking to people in English are great ways to learn words in context. When you hear someone using a word in a conversation, you can learn its meaning and see how it fits into the sentence. 3. Use the words in your own sentences. After you learn a new word in context, try using it in your own sentences. This helps you remember the word and its meaning. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Practicing will help you get better. 4. Write down new words. Every time you come across a new word, write it down in a notebook. Write down the sentence where you found the word. This way, you can review the word in context later. Conclusion. Learning words in context is a powerful way to improve your vocabulary. It helps you understand the meaning of words better and use them in different situations. By reading stories, listening to English, and using words in your own sentences, you can expand your vocabulary in a fun and easy way. Remember, learning a language takes time and practice. Don't worry if you don't remember every word at first. Just keep practicing and using words in context, and soon, you will see great improvements in your English. Flashcards for learning vocabulary. Flashcards are one of the most useful tools for learning new words. They are simple, effective, and fun. If you use flashcards correctly, you can improve your vocabulary and memorize words faster. Let's talk about why flashcards are helpful and how you can use them to learn English. Why are flashcards useful? When you use flashcards, you create a system that helps your brain remember words. Flashcards have two sides. One side has the word in English, and the other side has the meaning or an example sentence. This method helps you test yourself, and the repetition helps you remember the word. It's like practicing sports or learning an instrument. You need practice to get better. Learning with flashcards is also fun because it feels like a game. You can challenge yourself to remember more words each day. By using flashcards regularly, you will notice that your vocabulary improves and you feel more confident when speaking English. Let's look at some stories to see how flashcards can be used to improve your vocabulary. Sarah was a beginner in English. She knew some words, but she wanted to learn more. One day, she read about flashcards in a blog post. She thought, flashcards might help me remember words better. So, Sarah decided to try using flashcards. She took a stack of cards and wrote one English word on each card. On the back of each card, she wrote the meaning in her language and a sentence using the word. For example, for the word book, Sarah wrote, front book, back, a thing you read. Example sentence, I love reading books before bed. Sarah practiced with the flashcards every day. At first, it was difficult, but after a week, Sarah noticed she was remembering more words. She was excited because she could use the new words in her daily life. For example, she said to her friend, I'm reading a book about history. Sarah's success with flashcards made her feel motivated to keep learning. Every time she learned a new word, she added it to her flashcard. She kept practicing and improving her English every day. Mark was a busy student. He didn't have much time to study English, but he still wanted to improve his vocabulary. One day, his teacher gave the class an assignment to learn 20 new words for the week. Mark was worried. He didn't think he could remember all those words. But then, he remembered the flashcards. Mark made flashcards for each of the 20 words. He wrote the words on one side and example sentences on the other side. For example, for the word friend, Mark wrote, front, friend, back, a person you like and trust. Example sentence, my best friend is very kind. Mark took his flashcards everywhere. He looked at them during lunch, on the bus, and even before bed. At first, it was hard to remember all the words. But after a few days of practice, Mark noticed that he could remember the words much better. By the end of the week, Mark knew all 20 words. He was happy because the flashcards helped him learn and remember the new vocabulary quickly. Mark's teacher was impressed with his progress. He felt proud of himself and realized that with flashcards, he could learn many new words in a short time. Mark continued using flashcards for every new lesson. Lisa was a creative learner. She didn't like studying the same way as everyone else. One day, she read a tip on how to make learning more fun by using colorful flashcards. Lisa decided to try it. Instead of using plain cards, she made her own colorful flashcards. For example, for the word happy, Lisa drew a smiley face on the front of the card. On the back, she wrote, front, happy. Back, feeling good and excited. Example sentence, I'm happy because it's sunny today. Lisa's colorful flashcards made her feel more excited to study. She used different colors for different categories. For example, blue for feelings, green for food, and red for places. Lisa loved how her flashcards looked, and this made her want to study more. She started using them every day and was surprised by how much her vocabulary grew. Lisa learned that you can make studying fun by being creative. Flashcards don't have to be boring, they can be exciting and colorful. By using this method, Lisa was able to remember more words, and her English improved quickly. How to make your own flashcards. Now that we've seen some stories of how flashcards helped others, let's talk about how you can make your own flashcards for learning English. It's very simple. 1. Choose your words. Pick new words you want to learn. You can find them in a book, a movie, or during conversations. 2. Write the word. On one side of the flashcard, write the English word. 3. Write the meaning. On the other side, write the meaning of the word in your language. 4. Add an example. You can also write a sentence using the word. This will help you understand how to use it in a conversation. 5. Use pictures. If you like, you can draw a picture to help remember the word. 6. Practice regularly. Look at your flashcards every day. The more you practice, the better you will remember the words. You can use these flashcards anywhere, on the bus, in the car, or while waiting for something. The important thing is to practice every day, even for just a few minutes. Soon, you will know many new words. Tips for using flashcards effectively. Review regularly. It's important to review your flashcards often. If you forget a word, put it aside and come back to it later. Group words together. Organize your flashcards into groups. For example, put all the food-related words together, and all the words related to emotions together. This will help you learn words in context. Mix them up. Don't just go through your flashcards in order. Mix them up every time you study. This will help you test your memory and make it easier to remember words in different situations. Challenge yourself. Try to learn 10 or 20 new words every week. Challenge yourself to use those words in sentences and conversations. Use apps. There are also many apps for making digital flashcards like Anki or Quizlet. These apps help you create and review flashcards on your phone or computer. Conclusion. Flashcards are an easy and fun way to learn new words. By using flashcards every day, you will improve your vocabulary and become more confident in your English skills. Remember, the key to success is practice and consistency. Keep making your flashcards, review them regularly, and challenge yourself to learn new words. In no time, you will see amazing progress in your English learning. Using word association technique. Introduction. Learning new words can sometimes feel overwhelming, but there's a simple trick that can make it easier: word association. Word association means linking new words to other words or ideas that you already know. By doing this, you create connections in your brain, which helps you remember the words better. Let's dive into how word association works and how you can use it to expand your vocabulary. Tom was learning English and was always excited to learn new words. However, he had trouble remembering the word fruit at first. He thought, I know fruit in my own language, but how will I remember the English word? One day, Tom had an idea. He decided to think of all the fruits he knew in English and connect them to the word fruit. Tom started with apples. Apple reminded him of a juicy, red fruit he loved to eat. Then he thought of bananas. Banana reminded him of a yellow fruit that was sweet and easy to peel. Each time Tom thought of a new fruit, he connected it to the word fruit. By doing this, the word fruit became easier for him to remember. The next time Tom was at the store, he saw apples, bananas, and oranges, and the word fruit came to his mind immediately. He realized that the connection he made between the word and the fruits helped him remember it faster. It was like the word fruit was now a key that opened the door to many other words. Tip for you: when you learn new words, try to link them to things you already know. For example, if you learn the word book, you can think of your favorite book. This makes the new word easier to remember. Sarah wanted to learn the names of colors in English. She knew basic colors in her own language, but she wasn't sure how to remember them in English. She decided to use word association to help her. First, Sarah thought of the color red. She connected the word red to a red apple. Then, she thought of the color blue, which reminded her of the sky on a clear day. For yellow, she thought of a yellow sunflower. Each time she learned a new color, she thought about something that was that color in the real world. One day, Sarah went outside and saw a beautiful rainbow. She was excited to see all the colors she had learned: red, blue, yellow, green, and purple. She quickly remembered the English names for each of these colors because she had linked them to real objects. Now, every time Sarah saw something in those colors, she would remember the word in English. Sarah was amazed by how much easier it was to remember words when she used word association. She learned that connecting words to real things around her helped her feel more confident in her language skills. Tip for you: try to connect new words to real-life objects or experiences. The more personal the connection, the easier the word will be to remember. Jack was learning English and wanted to talk about his family. He knew the basic family words like mother, father, and sister, but he had trouble remembering the word uncle. He wanted to make the word uncle stick in his memory. So he decided to use word association. Jack thought about his own uncle. His uncle was always laughing and telling funny stories. He connected the word uncle to the image of his uncle's big smile and deep voice. Every time Jack thought of the word uncle, he imagined his uncle telling a joke. Next, Jack thought of the word aunt. His aunt was very kind and loved to cook. He connected the word aunt to the warm smell of her famous chocolate cake. This made it easier for Jack to remember the word aunt too. Whenever Jack talked about his family in English, he would think about these associations. The words uncle and aunt became much easier for him to remember because he had connected them to people and things he loved. Tip for you: when learning words about people or relationships, try to connect the words to people in your own life. This will help you remember the words in a more meaningful way. Lily loved animals. She wanted to learn the names of animals in English, but there were so many different words to remember. So, she decided to use word association to make it easier. First, Lily thought of the word cat. She remembered her own cat at home, who liked to play with balls of yarn. She also thought of the word dog. She remembered her friend's dog, who loved to fetch sticks at the park. For bird, Lily thought of the birds she saw outside her window every morning, singing songs. As Lily continued to learn more animal names, she realized that connecting the words to animals she already knew helped her learn faster. Whenever she heard someone mention a dog or a cat, the English word would immediately come to her mind. Word association helped her link the word to an image, making it easier to remember. Lily was so happy with her progress. She now felt confident when talking about animals in English. The key, she realized, was that word association turned the words into something familiar and easy to recall. Tip for you: when you learn words about animals or any other category, think about real examples. Imagine the animal, the sound it makes, or how it looks. This will make the word easier to remember. How to use word association effectively. Here are some tips to help you use word association in the best way possible. 1. Use personal connections. Try to link words to your own experiences. For example, if you're learning the word apple, think about the last time you ate an apple or your favorite type of apple. 2. Use pictures. If you're a visual learner, associate words with pictures. For example, when learning the word mountain, look at a picture of a mountain and imagine standing at the top. 3. Make strong connections. The stronger your connection to the word, the easier it will be to remember. If you can connect a word to something funny, emotional, or memorable, it will stick in your mind. 4. Practice regularly. Just like with other techniques, it's important to practice. Keep connecting words to things you already know and use them in your conversations. 5. Mix words together. Once you learn several related words, try to use them together in sentences. For example, if you learn dog, cat, and bird, practice making sentences that include all three words, like I saw a dog, a cat, and a bird in the park. By using word association, you will be able to build your vocabulary faster and remember new words more easily. Keep practicing, and soon you'll notice that your vocabulary is growing. Daily practice with new words. In this last section, we will talk about the importance of daily practice with new words. This is a very effective method to improve your vocabulary in a short time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to remember new words. Let me tell you some stories to help you understand this technique better. Sarah was a beginner in learning English, and she wanted to learn new words. She decided to practice every day, even if it was just for 10 minutes. One day, she learned the word apple. She wrote it down on a flashcard and put it on her desk. Every morning, when Sarah woke up, she saw the flashcard and said the word aloud. After a week, she added new words to her collection, like dog, house, and book. At first, Sarah felt that it was difficult to remember all the words. But after a few weeks of daily practice, she started to see progress. She could easily recall words and use them in sentences. For example, when Sarah saw a dog outside, she thought, "That's a dog." Her daily practice made her more confident in using the new word. Tip for you: practicing for just a few minutes every day can make a big difference. Write the words down, say them aloud, and repeat them often. This will help you remember them better. Jack was a student who had been learning English for a few months. He struggled with remembering words, but he wanted to improve. One morning, Jack decided to start his day with a short English practice session. He woke up, made a cup of coffee, and took out his flashcard. Jack had 10 new words to practice that day. He looked at each word and said it out loud several times. He also tried to use the word in a sentence. For example, when he saw the word tree, Jack said, "The tree is tall." Jack repeated this practice every morning, and over time, he started to feel more confident. His vocabulary grew, and he could use the new words in conversations. Jack realized that making time for practice every day helped him remember words better and faster. Tip for you: try to make practicing new words a part of your daily routine. Start your day with 5-10 minutes of practice, and you will see improvement over time. Emily was studying English and wanted to learn a lot of words quickly. She decided to practice new vocabulary every day, but she didn't just write the words down. Emily made it fun. She created a word wall in her room. Each day, she added one new word to the wall and would use it in different sentences. For example, when she learned the word rain, she wrote on her wall, "The rain is falling." Emily also practiced the new words by talking to her friends in English. When she went out for a walk, she would practice saying things like, "Look at the beautiful flowers," or "I love the blue sky." By using the new words in real-life situations, Emily was able to remember them better. Tip for you: make learning new words fun. Create a word wall, use the words in your daily life, and try to practice them in conversations. This will help you learn the words faster. David had a goal to learn 20 new words every month. To achieve this, he set a daily challenge for himself. Every morning, David would choose 5 new words to learn. He would write each word on a flashcard and look at it several times. Then, he would create a sentence with the word. For example, if he learned the word happy, he would say, "I am happy today." David also practiced the words with a friend. They would play a game where David would say a word in English, and his friend would try to guess its meaning. This game made learning new words exciting for David. Tip for you: set a goal for yourself and challenge yourself every day. You can choose a certain number of words to learn and make learning fun by using games or quizzes. How to practice new words every day. Now that you've heard some stories, let's talk about how you can practice new words every day in an effective way. 1. Use flashcards. Write the word on one side and the meaning or a picture on the other. Look at the flashcard every day and try to remember the word. 2. Say the words out loud. Speaking the words out loud helps you remember them better. When you say the words, your brain connects them to your voice. 3. Use the words in sentences. Try to use the new words in sentences. This will help you remember the meaning of the word and how to use it correctly. 4. Create a daily routine. Set aside a few minutes each day to practice. Even 10 minutes of practice every day will make a huge difference in the long run. 5. Review old words. Don't forget to review the words you've learned in the past. This will help you keep them in your memory and use them more easily. 6. Be consistent. The key to success is consistency. If you practice every day, you will see progress quickly. Conclusion: daily practice with new words is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary. Just like the stories of Sarah, Jack, Emily, and David, you can make daily practice a part of your life. With a little time and effort each day, you will be amazed at how many new words you can learn. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident you will become. Don't forget to make learning fun and try different ways to use the words you learn. Thank you for following this course. I hope these tips will help you improve your English vocabulary. Keep practicing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video with more helpful lessons.